that you're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today, a little bit of a different setup. I wanted something really cozy. We are doing a holiday themed video today, so I thought I would have the tree in the background. I am literally in my Christmas pajamas. It's also 11:30 at night. I just got home, but before I settle down for the evening, I wanted to make an AITA Reddit thread video. I have done them before, but this one is holiday edition. So basically, if you're unaware of this Reddit thread, it's a thread of people basically saying, am I wrong for this? Am I wrong for not inviting my mother-in-law to dinner? Whatever. And they write out the scenario and they basically ask people to tell them whether they're in the wrong or not. So the AITA stands for Am I the Butthole? It has been my goal lately to not have a potty mouth anymore, so I don't want to ruin it just for the sake of this video because I've been doing good, but you get it. So I have a whole bunch of holiday ones and we're just gonna read them. And as always, if you are awake enough, I would love to hear your ideas in the comments of whether you think these people were in the wrong or not. So the first one is titled, I'm just gonna say, am I wrong? Are we cool with that? That's what I'm gonna say. Am I wrong for refusing to give up my Christmas leave for a colleague who has children? So for context, my office closes over Christmas and generally opens around the 2nd or 3rd of January. This year we were instructed to put in our leave request up until the 2nd and put a second request through for any additional days after that, and they would approve additional days after the 2nd once everyone had applied and they got I think it's supposed to say, and they got to assess how many staff they would have. I put in until the 8th of January, as did 3 out of 5 of my colleagues. One is coming back the 2nd, and another one didn't put in any extra days, so they approved it. The one who didn't put any extra days has since gone to the managers and said she wanted to take off until the 8th also, because she wants to spend time with her kids. They're like 8 or 9 years old, and her husband. My boss has declined as they needed 2 staff members here and it hadn't been put in beforehand. The colleague said she hadn't put in the extra days already, but the rest of the team knew and did it. I think there was a typo somewhere in there, but let's continue. Our boss has said the only way she could have it off was if she could get another staff member to come back early. She asked me in a passive-aggressive email because, quote, Christmas holidays are about being with family, and because I don't have children, I could come back on the 2nd and swap with her. I declined, saying that I had plans for that time, and she lost it. She has been going around saying that I ruined her holiday plans and am being inconsiderate of people with families and children. So what do you guys think? Is she in the wrong? I don't think so. I mean, I get it, but also you failed to put in your time, and just because she doesn't have, he or she, I don't know, because they don't have kids doesn't mean that they don't have holiday plans with their loved ones, you know? So, okay, this one says, am I in the wrong for uninviting my oldest daughter to Christmas over Santa? I, 43 female, have children with very large age gaps. My oldest is 25, that I had with a high school ex. Then we separated and I married my husband much later. My younger 2 are 9 and 7. My younger children believe in Santa while my daughter's son doesn't. She raised him not with the Santa magic, which is perfectly okay. I would just rather not have it ruined for my children who do believe in Santa. I was having Christmas at my house and I asked my daughter if she'd please talk to her son because I wouldn't like the magic ruined for them. I still put packages under the tree with "From Santa" on them and leave out cookies and reindeer treats. My daughter told us she wouldn't make her son lie, and my children are old enough to understand if her son decides to say something. I told her if she wouldn't talk to her son, they could spend Christmas at their apartment. My daughter didn't like that and said I was choosing my younger children's happiness over hers and that I was being completely unreasonable. My husband supports me but thinks I might be being just want to keep the Christmas magic alive for them. So what do you guys think about that one? That one's rough. Okay, let's see. Am I wrong for disinviting my brother-in-law from Christmas because he keeps telling my son to call me by my first name? Alright, this one's a little bit longer, so let's see. My husband has 3 brothers. Charlie and Mike are in their 30s, while Spencer is 5 years older. Spencer is their half-brother from their dad's second marriage. Their father passed away shortly after Spencer was born. 2 years ago, Spencer's mother went to prison. My husband and I began fostering him. It didn't take long for him to actually feel like our son. As it was, my husband and Spencer didn't have a very brotherly relationship given the 30-year age gap. He already was more of an uncle. 6 months ago, Spencer's mom lost her parental rights. My husband and I have been working on adopting him. It should be finalized after Christmas. Spencer is so excited. He's been calling us Mama and Daddy for a little over a year now, so this is just basically all legal, not changing how we feel in our hearts. Charlie and Mike have been supportive of the whole ordeal for the most part, but we've faced a road bump recently. When Spencer began calling us Mama and Daddy, Charlie found it odd. He said that we weren't his parents. I said legally, yes, we are. I said he doesn't have to be Uncle Charlie if he doesn't want to be, but we are raising him. Charlie says that we're basically erasing their dad from Spencer's life. I said no. We talk about him and Spencer's biological mom often. This won't be a secret. As it is, Spencer is very smart and is aware that he only came to live with us 2 years ago. Mike and my husband have both told Charlie to let it go. I've noticed, however, that when talking to Spencer, he refers to me and my husband by our first names. Or he'll say, ask your brother, referring to my husband, or go show your sister-in-law, referring to me. Spencer is confused because he knows my husband is his brother, but he doesn't look at him like that. We've tried talking to him about it, but Charlie claimed it's force a habit. We were trying to let it go, but then one day Charlie corrected Spencer when he called me Mama and said, no, that's Kate. Spencer got confused and said, no, that's Mama. Charlie told him that I'm not his mother. This only upset Spencer further. I've had enough, frankly. Spencer is our son. We have him in therapy and have also asked Charlie and Mike to attend family therapy with us. Only Mike has agreed. I told my husband that I don't want Charlie at Christmas. We're hosting, and if he's just going to upset Spencer and undermine our place as his parents, my husband said it's completely up to me. So I told Charlie either he stops correcting Spencer or he can't come. Now Charlie is mad and says I'm keeping his brothers from him at Christmas. I said if my husband wants, he can go visit him, and if he wants to see Spencer, he can promise to stop undermining my place. Charlie called me dramatic. Mother-in-law wants all her boys at Christmas and says that I can put up with it for just one day. She said it's hard for her to be around Spencer, but she does it for us so I can put up with Charlie and, quote, see his side. Am I in the wrong? And there's an edit. It says to add, my husband has been advocating for Spencer and does stand up to his family. It's not just me. I would have done the same thing, girl. I am on her side. Let's see. Trying to get a good one. Am I wrong for refusing to adhere to my sister-in-law's Christmas gift list? For Christmas, my and then the writer of this is a 30-year-old female and her husband is a 30-year-old male. They're hosting our parents, our brother Chris, who's 34, his wife Amy, who's 33, their 2 sons, who are 6 and 4, her sister Lucia, 27, and her boyfriend Alex, 30. The background to all this is that Amy complains about every gift she is given by any of us. Every Christmas, she makes faces and snide remarks about the things she's gifted. For example, last year, me and my husband, gifted Amy and Chris a joint present of an expensive coffee maker, which is the same one we have at home that Chris loved when they visited. not even a thank you, was, oh well, isn't really for me, is it? And then to make a great show of being annoyed that she didn't get a separate gift. A few days ago, Amy included the whole family on a group email with a Christmas list for her and her kids, saying that she would only accept gifts from this list. What? On her list was expensive perfumes, links to expensive clothing items, and designer handbags. I was livid. My parents were offended as well, but didn't want to say anything to Amy, but I wasn't going to hold back in the face of what I felt, which was grossly entitled behavior. I replied to Amy's email saying that I wouldn't be purchasing anything on that list, and if she wanted to stop for a Louis Vuitton wallet, I was happy to put her in touch with my saleswoman. I also said that if she didn't like what she received for Christmas, she was welcome to just leave it at my house. Chris blew up at me saying Amy was just trying to make everything easier for everyone by giving suggestions. I disagree and told him I think Amy was just trying to find a sneaky way to get a few things she normally can't afford for free, which in my opinion is not the spirit of Christmas, and I think she's being extremely childish. My parents think I shouldn't have said anything, but Lucia says I absolutely should have, because she wasn't going to be spending hundreds on Amy's Christmas list either. Was I wrong for not going along with it? And then there are 2 edits. It says 1, for everyone asking, yes, Amy drinks coffee and uses the coffee machine. 2, no, she and Chris do not gift anyone anything of their value of the items on her list. Chris does the Christmas shopping, and our family isn't big on adult gifting. We buy big things for the kids, but we tend to get each other things like Christmas hampers, jumpers. I bought my mom a teapot one year, things like that. Certainly nothing in the price range Amy put on her list. So what do you guys think? It's pretty bold. Oh, this one got a lot of votes, so let's see. Am I wrong for destroying family Christmas? It says, I've been with my wife for about 5 years, married for 2, and we have a 1-year-old son. My mom is the type of person who doesn't like change, doesn't like new people, and keeps to herself. That being said, she isn't controlling and doesn't seem to care what her kids do with their lives, but she doesn't like when she feels things are pushed on her. She is also someone who will just keep doing what she does without thinking, so when she continued to buy me lavish gifts, but nothing for my wife or baby, I didn't think it was malicious, but it hurt my wife that even after marriage my mom wasn't buying her gifts. Excuse me. I sat down with my mom and explained this. My mom was totally shocked and couldn't believe my wife expected a gift. That's a little weird. I tried to explain that my wife is part of the family now, but my mom was upset and said she has 3 kids and shouldn't have to pretend my wife is her kid. Yikes. She really seemed surprised, so I do think that was genuine, and she kept saying how mortified she would be if her husband expected gifts from her parents, and that she wouldn't be with such an entitled child. Finally, I told my mom to just stop. It is okay if she has a difference of opinion, but she is hurting my wife, and it needs to stop. My mom thought about it for a couple of months, talked to my sisters, who said she should just suck it up and buy gifts for our partners, and her ultimate decision was that she didn't want to host Christmas anymore. I thought she was bluffing, so I ignored it for months. I realized she was serious and said, fine, we can do it at my house, but she didn't want to come. I mailed her a small gift as a test. She mailed it back. Finally, I was like, screw it, and did Christmas with my wife, sisters, and their partners. Both of my sisters were miserable the whole time, and one cried, which I thought was just dramatic. My mom was on vacation and had her phone off. The sister who cried finally blew up that my wife and I ruined Christmas and ruined our family, and she left early. Her and my other sister called our mom later and finally got her to answer and begged her to do a normal Christmas again. And my mom said she feels like now that we're all getting married and having kids, it shouldn't be her problem anymore, and she will think about it, but is leaning towards no. Now my sisters are, wow, that was the heater, sorry. Now my sisters are angry and feel that I ruined family Christmas. Oh, that sounds exhausting, but I think, you know, your spouse becomes like your family, and I think you have to stand up for your spouse, so. Alright, let's do one more, and this one has even more votes than the last one, so let's see. Am I wrong for skipping Christmas with my parents since they won't treat me like an adult? I, female 27, have been with my boyfriend 33 for almost 2 years now. We will be getting married eventually, but it's not a priority. My mom won't let us share a bed if we come see them for any reason. When we came over this last summer, my boyfriend suggested renting a hotel so that we could have privacy and a comfortable bed. It drove my mom nuts that we bypassed her rules. She made me promise not to do that again. My boyfriend's mom and dad are retired to Mexico and they are really chill, so we made plans to come visit them over Christmas. They are not Christian, so they don't really care when they see their son. With regards to religious holidays, we didn't tell my parents we weren't coming. My mom asked me at Thanksgiving if I was going to hold to my promise not to stay at our hotel over Christmas. I answered truthfully that I would not stay at a hotel. I am sitting here on the balcony of my future in-laws condo looking at the Caribbean, waiting for the sunrise and enjoying the peace and quiet. I made the mistake of going online yesterday and saw a bunch of posts from my mom and my sisters about how I was a jerk for lying to them about my plans. What? I may have been a little tipsy last night because I decided to respond. I said that it was ridiculous of them to try and tell me I couldn't share a room with my boyfriend, that I was keeping my promise by not staying at a hotel when we were there, and that if they planned on putting everything on Facebook, I would be avoiding all visits for the foreseeable future. They took down their posts when people started crapping on them for trying to control me, but some people did agree with them. Now they are texting me and calling me to say I was wrong for making them look bad. I asked them if they were trying to make me look good with their posts. They stopped for a while, but there were more texts and voicemails this morning. I'm kind of liking the idea of skipping out on the drama from now on, but I miss my dad and he is blameless in this. Am I in the wrong? And then there are 2 edits. It says, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around a couple of things that keep being repeated. 1, how is staying at a hotel? How was staying at a hotel so we didn't break her rules, not the adult choice? 2, how many of you guys fly across the country or drive for hours just to stay one night? And there's usually it'll say like people will vote and it'll say like, you're in the wrong, you're in the right, and then there's one that just says everyone sucks, and this one has that one, and I think I would agree. I don't think that the author of this post handled things properly, but I also think our family didn't handle things great either, like posting things online about her. I know me personally, like when I was in a relationship, my mom didn't let us stay in the same room, and I respected it because it's her house. It is your house. I don't make the rules. If that's what you want, I'm gonna respect that. It's literally just for a night or 2, like you'll survive. I don't know, I think you just have to respect your parents and their rules, but I also do think it's just everyone involved in this just handled things poorly. But I would love to know what you guys thought about all the ones that I read, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Good night.